Hi guys, welcome to another episode of
Thriving After 30.
I'm Priya.
And I'm Kay.
And today we are going to be talking about
2025 lessons.
And the focus for 2026.
Yeah.
So as we come to the end of the first month of 2026, I can't believe how fast January has gone. You know what? Roll on payday. I hate when they do those early paydays and January is such a drag. What we wanted to use this episode to do was recap our 2025 and look at our goals and aspirations and intentions and just our focus for 2026.
Yes. I mean, does anyone else feel like 2025 just went by so quick? Like, I feel like I blinked and we're in 2026. So numerology, if anyone's like into numerology, 2025 was a 9 year, which is like a year of completion, like the end of a cycle. And 2026 is a 10 year, which when you simplify 10 down to a 1-digit number is a 1 year. So it's a year of new cycles. So this is the best year to put any practices, goals, like anything new you want to start. This is the year to do it.
I'm excited. I am really excited for 2026. And even how you've just come up with that whole spiel about numerology, and I need to actually look into this stuff. It sounds really exciting. And I can already feel that this year just feels different.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited.
I know. I mean, like, obviously, for those who have been following the mini series, the accountability, we're like, how many weeks into that now? And that has been an amazing new project we've been working on. And I've just found from doing that, like both of us, like just keeping each other accountable. I mean, we've obviously spoke about before that we have these accountability meetings separately, but to sort of engage you guys into it as well has been really inspiring, I think, for both of us.
It has. And I also feel like it's pushed me a lot more. You know, I'm big on accountability. And I always say, you know, if you speak something and you put it out there or you tell someone something, for me personally, I feel like I have to deliver even more.
Yes.
So the accountability files have been great so far. If you haven't watched the accountability files, they're a little bit shorter than these episodes. Well, we don't really put a time on these episodes, but they're weekly sessions where we sit down and we hold each other accountable. And it's an opportunity for you to really hold yourself accountable as well. So make sure you check them out. But let's get into it.
Yes.
So, Kay, tell me about 2025. What have you learned from 2025?
So I've learned that I've got to trust the process. Time waits for no one. As I said just a minute ago, 2025 went by so quick. Do I feel like I accomplished everything I needed to? Probably not. But I do feel like I put a lot of things in place, things I needed to let go of to start this year fresh. I think as well, I've learned to stop being so afraid of change. As I've spoke about in the disability awareness video we done episode, I've never liked change. It's a trait of ADHD it's been horrible for me. But I am learning that change is going to happen and I've got to learn to adapt with change. So yeah, I've also learned that I'm capable of so much. Like 2025 really made me step out of my comfort zone, and yeah, like I am capable of much more than I thought I was.
I feel like there was something about last year, because same with me, there was a lot of doubt, but I actually realised coming towards the end now, I'm capable of so much more than I actually think I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I have heard a lot of people say that they have felt that in 2025 coming out, that 2026 is the year.
Yeah. I do feel as well as very complacent. Well, I wouldn't just say in 2025. I feel like I said before, like since lockdown, I got lazy and I was very complacent. But I do feel like last year, coming to the end of it, was like me coming out of that being like, right, no more of this now. The completion of complacent. I like that. Completion of complacent.
I like that as well. It's very catchy, isn't it?
So yeah, what about you? What do you think 2025 taught you?
So for me, there was one big thing that stood out. There, of course, every year you have loads of different things that you learn. But for me, don't play with your health. This year was the nail on the head for me. I allowed certain situations and repeated patterns in my life to keep stressing me out. And stress is no joke. And even though we're young, we're 30 still, we're in our 30s, life can come at you fast.
Yeah.
Life can come at you fast, and there's no age to that. And what I realized last year is my body started shutting down. Mm-hmm. And because I'm one of those people that I just get on with it, I could be really unwell. And for me, it's like, I just get on with it. I have to get it done. I don't like to say I'm going to do something and I don't do it. And last year, as I said, my body shut down. I tested positive for autoimmune disease. I told you about this. Yeah. And that put me in such a dark place, because I was like, what do you mean I've got an autoimmune disease? Well, the doctor just said, you've tested positive. We need to do more tests. And I'm like, on the dark web, you get yourself in a rabbit hole, and next thing I'm self-diagnosing myself with all these different things. Yeah. I was in panic mode.
I remember I was Googling stuff and being like, do you have this? Do you have that?
Exactly. And that was my first wake-up call. I was like, Priya, you've done this to yourself. I kept saying, I have done this to myself. I have stressed myself out so much. I'm taking on the whole world. I'm not looking after myself properly. And I'm allowing situations that actually I have control of to take over.
Yeah.
And I was really, really down. But then, thankfully, the doctor called me and I said, actually, your tests have come back and you don't have autoimmune disease. Thinking, what the hell? It may have just been the time of day that we tested you or something. I can't even remember what they said. I'm thinking, you had me here big sweating, having a mental breakdown. I'm all thinking about, everything. Your whole life flashes before your eyes when you've never been sick. I've had kidney stones, but I've never been told something like this. Mm-hmm. And then I received an urgent call. I can't remember if it was on my birthday or the day that I got back from Dubai after my birthday. Mm-hmm. The doctor called me and was like, I'm really sorry to tell you this, and I don't want you to be worried, but we've spoken to the blood team, I think it was, and we want you to be seen by the Rapid Cancer Clinic. I'm thinking,
just one thing after another.
What frig is going on right now? I cannot cope. What do you mean Rapid Cancer Clinic? So I'm now freaking out thinking, now I've got cancer. What? I can't cope. I was, and the thing is, because I just get on with it, even though I was expressing to a few people how I felt like I really couldn't just break down. I wanted to cry and cry and cry, because even though it's not set in stone, I kept saying to myself, I've allowed myself to get sick. Because I've let certain situations stress me out for a long time and I haven't put myself first. Mm-hmm. So I've got the results now and I am all clear, no cancer. I've only just got those results. Like this year, 2026. Yeah. It was like last week. That's been a long time of that weight on me. Mm-hmm. But anyways.
But would you not say as well, as much as it's horrible to have that weight on you, it has actually, I think as well, it has helped you, like you say, think about your health, like you're walking more and stuff, like you're actively being more conscious about your health now.
I'm actively being more conscious of my health, and I'm not allowing certain situations or certain situations, certain things, certain people to impact me in a way that has a negative impact on my well-being.
Yeah.
It's all about well-being. Mm-hmm. And what this has actually taught me is you only get one life. Stress can do things to your body that is unimaginable. Mm-hmm. Things that you wouldn't even think that stress would do. You think, oh, I'm a bit stressed out, I can't be bothered to do anything today, and that's it. Actually, it can have a detrimental impact on you that can have a long-term effect if you're not careful. you need to put yourself first. Well, I need to put myself first. And actually, what was positive about it dragging on this long is that I knew at the beginning of the year, things were going to change in 2026. Even though things changed once I got that news and all these things had come up, it was, things are really going to change and you need to start putting your foot down and doing this for you. And also, I need to prioritize what makes me happy rather than trying to please everybody else. It is very easy to put people, when you are a woman, especially, I do feel, and when you are a mother, it is very easy, a partner, to put yourself last and worry about everyone else. And actually, if you aren't happy, how can you support everybody else? So I'm prioritizing myself this year. I feel like I've been given a second chance. So this year, I have not come to play. Okay, enough about me. So 2026 goals and intentions. What does that look like for you?
So I think for me, I've always said I try and give myself way too many goals at the start of the year. And this year I'm using as like a foundation year. So I'm breaking things like right down, going to be fewer goals, more attainable goals. Because I think if I try and do too much, I end up burning myself out. Like I'm prone to burning myself out. So this year, I'm going to be more careful not to. I'm going to have timelines for my goals. So what I've said is I have 3 main goals for the year, which are my bigger long-term goals. And then every month I have 3 smaller goals. And just more consistency in my life. I find that I can start things off really well, whether that be the start of the year, the start of the week, the start of the month, and then it kind of fizzles as it goes on. So this year is about consistency for me. And that's why I'm doing smaller things so that I can, because I think they say, is it like 14 days that something becomes a habit?
They say 14 days is a habit.
Yeah.
So what is good about what you're doing is that you've got your 3 goals for the year and then 3 goals for a month. So if you break that in a month, 30 days, 31 days, 28 days, that's more than a habit.
Yeah.
What I wanted to ask you is your 3 goals for the month, are they supporting your goals, the 3 goals that you've set for the year? Do
Yes.
they work towards them? Okay.
Yeah. So they are, like I said, the foundation of being able to get something by the end of the year. So just an example, let's say like my goal is to be a certain size at the end of the year. Every month I'm putting something into place to work towards that end goal. So instead of saying to myself, right, by this month I want to be this weight, I'm saying, no, I want to put these smaller things in place to work on it long term.
I definitely feel like that will benefit you, especially from, I've done coaching with you in the past and I have seen some of the stuff that I've hopefully supported you to implement, that you've implemented them. But I think that you've gone into this year with, actually I've reflected and I do burn out and I do try and do too much because at the time it sounds really achievable. But with these small goals that you're setting yourself and our accountability meetings, girl, you're going to achieve all you need to, all you want to achieve
100%.
and more this year.
Yes.
I feel like you're really going to surprise yourself.
I do. And I feel like it's been like this month already, just the changes I've implemented, like the person I feel that I'm becoming has been like tremendous. Like the shift in my energy itself. I love it.
I love that for you. So I'll be honest, I don't usually set goals at the beginning of the year. I don't sit down and say, this year, these are my goals. I have things in my head that I would like to get from the year, but I wouldn't call them goals as such. However, this year I'm being a lot more intentional and I feel like actually having a vision of what I want my year to look like, especially with everything that's happening in 2025 for me. I feel like it's been a rocky few years and then 2025 was like the icing on the bloody cake. That I need to have goals because actually life can come at you fast and not that, I don't want to say time is ticking, but you never know what can happen. Yeah. So I really want to end this year and be like, girl, look at what you did. So my main focus for this year is growing my business, TWP Strategic Consulting. So I set this business up last year. I've been doing a few bits here and there, but my main focus this year is really driving the business. So just a bit about my business. So it's not just like, oh, TWP Strategic Consulting, what is that? So TWP basically supports high net worth professionals and business owners who are managing complex lives and competing priorities. We bring structure, organization, and accountability. And I am your accountability babe, okay? We act as a trusted second pair of hands and minds so that our clients can meet deadlines, stay focused, and operate at their highest level without the constant mental load. Because mental load, everyone's got busy lives.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be really hard at times when you're trying to do everything by yourself to really understand how you can balance out things. And it is nice, just like our accountability meetings, to be like, okay, what do you think about this?
Mm-hmm.
And then I talk about it that week, and then you come back to me the next week and say, Priya, you said this. What have you done to support that?
Yeah.
So I love what I do, and I really want to push it this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I have other areas of my life that I'm trying to improve in, but I feel like most of my areas of my life are flowing quite naturally. So they don't require me to literally sit down and map out milestones and timelines and so on, where I do feel like the pushing my business to the next level definitely requires that. So I would say that is my main big focus, because as I said, I'm not used to setting goals.
Mm-hmm.
So what I don't want to do is set loads of goals and then I'm not able to commit to them. But what I have noticed from the past is that I am able to put things into the air and they just happen.
Oh, manifesting.
I usually put things in, I want my year to look like this, and it looks like that to a certain degree. But this year, this is a goal. It has to happen.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yes, I love that. So another sort of topic for 2026 is that we're going to start putting boundaries in place. So talk to me about your boundaries for 2026.
My boundaries for 2026 is with actually work, not my business, but work is actually learning to say enough is enough. I have felt like over the years, I've really had to prove myself. And I've done what I've proved. I've worn the t-shirt, signed the paper, got to where I need to get to. I am now having the boundaries to say, actually, no, I am not going to be working until whatever time in the evening, God knows what time. I am not going to take on the world when everybody else at my level is not taking on the world. I'm having serious boundaries, because last year was a big wake-up call for me. With work and quite a few things that I went through, that actually you can get replaced tomorrow. So all that time that I'm putting into somewhere else, I could be putting into myself, my family. A lot of people burn out. A lot of people dedicate their whole life to somewhere that will replace them. And that is something I'm serious about this year, because I have seen over the years that I have given a lot of time to work, which has made me miss out on family time or different well-being time, lots of other aspects of my life. And for me to really flourish this year, I need to not be taking on the world when I don't need to take on the world. What about you?
So my main one is to stop saying yes.
Say yes. All you want to do is say yes. Is that a song?
All you want to do, I don't know.
All you want to do is
All you got to do is say yes. Go tonight, let me undress you, babe. Open up your mind. So I saw this thing, like end of last year, I think his name's like Noah something. He's a comedian, like a South African comedian, mixed race guy. And basically he talks about people with ADHD, people pleasing, that someone asks you to do something and you just say yes. And you don't know how you're going to make it happen, but you're going to make it work. And then when you sit down and think about it afterwards, you realize that you've taken on too much and you're going to have to end up disappointing someone. So what he says is that you have to learn to say no directly first and go away with it, or say like, can I come back to you?
Reflect.
Yes.
Yes.
So instead of just agreeing to do things straight away, can I come back to you on that?
It's very powerful.
Yeah.
Reflection, being able to give yourself a moment to reflect rather than make an impulsive decision is so powerful and will benefit you in so many aspects of your life once you can master that.
What I'm also going to do is, especially with like the people closest around me, you included, is from that, I'm going to tell you all, when you need to ask me something, ask me it, but tell me not to give you an answer straight away.
That's fair
Tell me
enough.
to go back and reflect on it, because if you say to me, can you do this? I'll just say yes.
What I want you to do, Kay, is I'm going to tell you something and then I want you to think about it.
Yeah.
There's no pressure.
Yeah, that's what I need people to say to me. Because if I say yes, say, no, don't say yes yet. Just give yourself a minute. Go and look at your diary. Go and check that. Because I'll say yes and then I'll look at my diary. Like the other day, I've agreed to have lunch with you and then I've just booked a dentist appointment the same day. So I then have to then start moving things around. So yeah, so I'm going to take time to stop saying yes straight away and think about things first and sort of try and limit my people pleasing. It's going to be really difficult for me, but this is like my main boundary of 2026. This is such a contradicting one because we're doing this podcast, but I'm not going to be giving as much access to people through the podcast, yes. But one thing I have done is I've come off of all social medias.
That's good.
Yeah. Like even up to WhatsApp stories. I don't even post my WhatsApp stories anymore.
Do you know that you can actually hide WhatsApp stories?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I've
didn't know
hidden,
that.
I've hidden,
that's
like
good.
when people post stuff, I just hide them. But not all of them, because I'm like, I don't even want to, I want to be in control and be able to say, I don't need to go on someone's WhatsApp story and watch it.
Sometimes that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
So what you sometimes need to do is actually say, I'm going to remove that from my vision and then slowly work my way back.
Yeah. It's mainly what I have done is like people that are in my contacts who post about 10 stories in a day, they've been muted. If it's someone who just posts like I've really kind of actively trying not to go on there. I'm not saying I have occasionally, but I notice it's not like, because I thought that if I came off social media, my first thing would be go and watch people's WhatsApp stories just to get like that dopamine hit of social. But I've been pretty good with it. So I'm only going on my socials to repost 5 and after 30 stuff once it's been out. Other than that, I haven't posted. I haven't been watching other people. And I think actually that will be something that we'll cover in another episode.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so the access I'm giving people is through Thriving After 30. But I think for me, it allows me, instead of giving everyone on a constant basis on my socials, it gives me that control that when we watch it back and edit it, that I can say, I don't mind people knowing this. I want that taken out. And I'm in control. Even though I am still in control of socials, I get sucked in, especially when I was doing the TikTok lives. I was a bit out of control on them. I've been banned so many times from TikTok because my mouth I speak before I think. So that has been my thing, is taking myself off of socials for a while. So I'm protecting my peace, and
it's peaceful on this side of the world.
It so is.
It's 3 months since October, my birthday. I haven't been on, and it's great.
I've actually really enjoyed and I now do so much more productive stuff with that time that I would have used on socials. My last boundary for 2026 is I'm not lowering my standards. I'm not shrinking myself to appease others. I'm going to be my authentic self, not care about what other people think.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm not shrinking myself anymore.
And you shouldn't have to. I feel like you've got such a great personality and you're just a great person all round. And obviously you can learn things from different people that will support you to become a better woman. But you've got to be your authentic self. Otherwise, if you're not, how does that even work? So what does accountability look like this year for you? Like, how are you going to show up for yourself?
So I think accountability for me is staying intentional, making sure I'm consistent, making sure that I'm not straying away from the bigger picture. I feel like sometimes we can get lost in everything that's going on and it can take us away from our main focus. Well, for me anyway. So this year I want to stay intentional. Like I say, I've got these 3 main goals and I need to stick to them, and I need to be consistent. And I've realized this year I've got to make a lot of sacrifices and not feel like I'm being left behind, not feel like I'm missing out, and understand the bigger picture of it all.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes we have to miss out. Sometimes we have to say, actually, I'm going to take a moment to just focus on this. It doesn't mean that you're never going to get to do those other bits.
Yeah.
And it actually took me a long time to really realize that. And I'm realizing it a lot more now.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you feel like, oh my God, but this is happening. A lot of those things are always going to be there.
Yeah.
They're always going to be there. But what you're trying to achieve right now, you don't know what tomorrow holds. So it's so important to have that resilience. Is it resilience?
Yeah. And
that level of resilience.
Yeah, restraint.
Yeah. And be able to say, actually, it's okay if I miss out.
Yeah.
And anyone that wants you to do well will encourage you and say, do you know what? It's okay.
Yeah. And I think that's a thing for me is last year, one of my goals I'd had last year, I didn't achieve. And it's kind of like stuck with me now because I really thought that I could spend money like I was Al Capone last year. So I got drawn out left, right and centre. I had people around me who were just drawing me out. So this year, because this year I've now said, right, I've got to make these sacrifices so that next year, the goal that I set last year, I can definitely do next year. And I feel like I've got my accountability buddy here.
Yes.
Priya's definitely helping me keep on track. Like, do you know what? Yeah, I know people watching these podcasts must think I'm an absolute child that like Priya has to like babysit my life and shit. But
no, you are not.
But I love it because I do feel like I say, there's sometimes you do need that extra person, and Priya has really helped me kind of like, as I spoke about before, I did the life coaching with Priya when she first started out, and it really helped me put things into perspective, and it's actually helped me put things into place ready for when this year was going to start. And I'm really grateful to you for that. So thank you. You have been in my life for 3 years now. And I think when we first met, I wasn't in the best place, and you have been there with me, and you're getting now to see the side of me that is in a better place.
Mm-hmm.
And you've helped me grow with that. And I'm just grateful. I want to say, like, I'm so grateful to have you as my friend. And I see like so much happening in 2026 for us. And I'm so proud of like even the steps you've been making. Sorry, I'm having a moment here, but I need to get this out. Like, I'm so proud of you. And like, I'm just proud of everything we've done as well.
Oh my gosh.
And like the goals that we have. And to say, me and Priya had our first TIFF this month.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Oh
like a creative difference TIFF that kind of spilled into like the friendship.
Intense,
it was. But you know what? I really like surprised myself as well with how I dealt with that, because I know that I can be emotional and I can get arsey about shit. And I'd made myself a promise this year that I was not going to take things as personal, and I wasn't going to drag things out anymore. And that was just like a personal goal for myself that I was like, I need to do this. And that day when we had that like disagreement, I knew things were awkward between us, but I was like, I was being arsey and I was like, I'm not going to reach out to you. Like, And then the next day, when I knew things were really still arsey, I was like, no, fuck this. Like, I don't want to do this. But and I still was childish and was like, I don't even want to do this. But like, what's the issue?
But sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah. And I think we both got to see a side of each other because we've never had a tiff. Like, I got to see a side of you and you got to see a side of me. You got to see more of the impulsivity side of me and I got to see more of the direct side of you. And I didn't take it well at first. Yeah. But then as we were going through it, like, there was one point where it was so stagnant. It was like, what do we do from here? And I knew it was still arsey. And I was just like, no, fuck this, Priya. We're going to sort this out now. Like, keep talking. Like, we're going to air this out. And we did. And we came off of that call understanding each other a lot better. Like, I was outside in the fucking freezing cold for 45 minutes on a work day. I love this girl. Like, you got me outside, toes freezing, fingers numb, being like, we're sorting this out now. And like, it wasn't nothing major, but I think
it was so, when we look back at it, it was so silly because it's literally just, it was just like, we didn't, and there's like it was just really miscommunication. And as I say, I'm very impulsive and I talk a million miles per hour at times. And you just wasn't understanding what I was saying. And I don't even think I understood what I was saying. But in my head, it was like I couldn't express it to come out how I saw it in my head. And again, it was as well. And as I said to you, I admitted, like, I don't like confrontation with my friends. Like, I can have confrontation with anyone outside. Like, you fuck with me outside, yeah, we'll do it. But with my friends and the people that I love, I find it hard because, as we talked about in the French one, I feel like people will leave, and I don't feel like sometimes I can be as honest as I want to be because I'm scared I will lose people. And my thing is that you saw me being direct, and I would not have time to do that with you, or even explain myself, or even try and resolve the situation, or even I had to go to you. I hung up. I'm going to reflect on what you said, and then I'm going to come back to you when I've reflected. I wouldn't do that if I didn't care.
Yeah.
And I feel like you got an opportunity to see what I am like if I don't like something.
Yeah.
I can be very direct.
Yeah. And and you know what? The thing I liked is I actually pulled you up on it. And I was like, I told you my side of how, and this is what I said about before when we've had conversations where I feel like we have that this friendship was very grown up, is that I told you how I felt. You acknowledged it and you were like, and we both were like, okay, I can see where the other person sees. Whereas normally I don't think I really do that for people. I'm just like stuck in my ways, that I see it my way.
Yeah. And I've learned everybody brings different things to the table. And I am that direct, straightforward friend. I am your accountability partner.
Yeah.
But like I've said in the past, is I've needed you to bring out that fun side of me. My inner child. I needed my inner child and have needed my inner child to be released.
Yeah.
You are that person that I know I can pick up the phone and really just let loose. And I would never want to lose someone like that. Like, we have built such a great friendship over the last 3 years. It's gone so fast. So I'm glad that we have been able to see each other in this situation, because as I said, it was over something so frigging stupid. But we both got to see each other in a vulnerable kind of state.
Yeah. And I love the fact of how we was able to deal with it. That to me shows maturity. And like I say, like, if I didn't care about, or if either of us didn't care about the friendship, I don't think we would even bother. Like, we could have let that awkwardness carry on.
Exactly.
Hey, 5 after 30 might not have made it.
5 after 30 might have not made it. It's not even funny. But we are here.
Yeah, we are.
And
you know what? From that as well, the Accountability Files was born.
Yeah, the Accountability Files was born. That's how the conversation, this is how the disagreement happened. But it came, it's here, it's formed, it is great.
Yeah.
It's actually so great. I'm so happy we've agreed. We agreed on something. But let's just put it out there. Our disagreement was on how the Accountability Files was going to come together. Yeah. And we both were very passionate. And it's come together.
It has. It actually has. And it's come out better than I could imagine. Like, honestly, it's been it's been a journey and I've loved every minute of it. And like I say, not just because of like what it brings to thriving after 30, but what it's done for my energy shift and my mentality and the consistency and the staying intentional. Like, as I'm saying, this, how I'm showing up for myself. So
The accountability.
yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's my 2026 accountability, showing up for myself.
I love that. And I can resonate with a lot of those things that you've mentioned and what we've discussed. Look, I'm all slipping down the sofa. I'm getting way too comfy. Guys, heated blanket, Amazon. It saved me so much money on my electric. There are other heated blankets available. So mine is making sure, the big thing for this year for me, on top of what we've already discussed, is making sure that I allow myself to rest. And when I mean rest, that's not being lazy, because I've got a really big thing for people that I can't deal with lazy people. It's just one thing that doesn't sit right with me. Maybe I view lazy different to other people, but I just want to explain my intention and how I'm showing up for myself this year is resting. And that means having a routine, go in bed at around the same time every day, getting a minimum of 7 hours sleep. If I wake up before that, that's absolutely fine, because my body clock is a bit wild. But I need to make sure that in the evening I'm winding down properly so that I can show up the next day and hold myself accountable to all of the things that I need to do. If I'm going to bed late in the evening, then trying to be part of the 5 a.m. club, how am I showing up for myself?
Yeah.
How can I be holding myself accountable and hoping get all of the things done that I need to if I am not, and to a high level, if I am not getting enough sleep in the evening? And that is a big thing for me this year. Rest so you're not crashing during the day.
Yeah. So another thing with 2026 is and we've both talked about this, about like being your authentic self. I think we've talked about it in previous episodes as well, but I feel like 2026 for me really, this is a more focus for me, is being myself. And I think this podcast as well has kind of helped both of us. Like, we're letting people we don't know into our lives that bit more, but also not having that worry about what people are thinking and their opinion of us. And there's been times in the beginning of this, like last year, where I got in my feelings a little bit about comments that were made, but
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. People are going to have their opinions. But I think it is that understanding of, if we are going to do this, like I had to understand that if we are going to do this, like, people are going to have opinions, and that's okay. People's opinions are not going to change who I am. I've decided, this year I'm going to be showing up for myself more authentically, and I'm not going to worry about other people's opinions. And I think for you, Priya, showing up as your authentic self is to stop doubting yourself. I feel like you doubt yourself a lot, and then you do things and it's like, why did you doubt yourself? So tell me how you're going to be showing up for your authentic self and stop doubting yourself.
I'm just going to start. As I said, TWP Strategic Consulting is me. For me to be able to get to the next level in my business, I need to put myself out there. Just like we discussed last year, all these networking events that I was meant to go to, I ended up going to one. This year, I am being my authentic self. I'm putting myself out there. I'm going to stop doubting myself. I'm going to, you know what I did is I haven't done a vision board this year. I've never done a vision board this year. I've never done a vision board. But what I did start doing last year is putting reminders around my house, little sticky notes of positive words like, you are amazing. You are going to succeed. Your kids are proud of you. I just need to be able to remind myself of these things. It's easy just to say, oh yeah, you just need to believe in yourself more. It's taken me a lot to get here. And sometimes I surprise myself with how I've got here looking at my journey. And that's why I feel like the self-doubt comes in, is like, you're really here, you're really doing all of these things.
I've been reading, so this book I've been reading, they talk a lot about it, is imposter syndrome.
Oh my gosh, I get big time imposter, I used to get it at work a lot, and then people at work would be like, wow, like you're so good at this, you're so good at that. And imposter syndrome is a real life thing. And I feel like I get that quite a lot. But I do want to say I've gone into this new year, and I know we're still in January, but I feel like I now understand who myself is. I feel like I didn't know who I was before, really, because there was so much going on, where now I'm me. I'm amazing. I am an incredible mum. I'm a boss. Do you know what I mean? I'm a boss. And that's what I'm going to keep telling myself with my sticky notes and my little voice in my head. And also through our meetings that we're having are going to remind me, wow, look at how much you've achieved already. Look at how much you're achieving every week.
Yeah.
I am me, and that's all I can be.
I love that. And you know what? Every time you've been saying I am, it's like, it's been resonating with me, because I don't know, I've showed you one time, like in the mornings on the way to the gym, I listen to I am affirmations.
Oh yes, I remember you told me.
Yeah, so that's my thing now. It's like, I do like that. It's like, I am strong, I am loved, and like those kind of things. And just to drill it into my head, that's how I start my mornings. Like my whole morning routines have changed now, but that is something that I've implemented, like to boost my morale with myself. And like you say, like, well, I think I still do suffer from imposter syndrome, and I have noticed that a lot this month, where I've been looking for new jobs. Because I know what I've done, I know what I'm capable of, but when sometimes you read like job descriptions and like you doubt yourself, and like sometimes even just the title of a job, and then you read the job description like, but I have done these things, but I still doubt myself a bit. So I'm trying to get myself out of that and believe in myself a bit more on the career side of my goals.
Yeah, and you will achieve them. Keep listening to your I ams. It's crazy how powerful certain words can be when you've either hearing it or you're seeing it visually. And that's why I didn't do a vision board, because I was going to do a vision board this year, but I can't see things through images. I'm a word person. I like to be able to see something and read it.
Yeah.
Like even on my front door, I've got, today is going to be a good day. And I find words really powerful.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I have a vision board, and I showed you, like, I updated mine this year. And just saying, like, there was a night when me and Pri were talking, and I found inside an old book of mine from 2021 a list of so every new moon I write down my intentions, and I found a list from 2021, and everything on that list I had accomplished. So I was
incredible.
like,
I can't believe that dropped out like that.
I know.
And you literally read it out to me, and everything you had achieved.
So now I'm like, right, now it took 4 years, so 2021 to 2025, 4 years, over the span of 4 years to actually be able to accomplish everything on that list. But it was just nice to know that, because I always, like I say, sometimes with goals, I feel like I make too many and stuff like that. But to know that I had accomplished all of them, and I was like, okay, right, we've done this now. What's next?
And you will definitely, if you looked at that list and you actually think 2021 with how many goals were on that list to now, if you broke that down, that is probably about 3 goals a year. So if you are setting goals of 3 goals this year, and you are breaking it down and really focused, wow, this is going to be powerful, because you've achieved all those goals without even
trying.
Yeah, like you just got this list, and even though it's taken a little bit longer, but it's because there was so many. But this year, you know that you are committing yourself to 3 goals and breaking it down each month. So a lot happened in 2025, and it went really fast, actually. 2026, let's try to be more present. Let's show up more. because we did show up in 2025, but 2026 is really about showing up more. Let's keep holding each other accountable, and let's really embrace this year.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like 2026, we're going to make new habits. We are going to create so many new memories because you know me, I love creating memories. And yeah, we're just going to show up for ourselves. And we hope that 2026 really is the best year for you guys as well.
We really do hope that 2026 is your year, and that anything that you went through in 2025 that doesn't serve you anymore stays in 2025. Have a fantastic 2026, guys.
Hi.
Bye.